12th round knockout. We back again. 12th round knockout. Salute, 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 salute. Salute to all my real ones out there. Salute to my man Malik. Salute to my man Hassan Lane. Shout out, salute. It's early. I know it's a couple of people on in the morning. I think Fanning is on now, if I'm not mistaken. Salute to Fanning. Salute, salute, salute. How you people's doing today? What's going on? Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's try to wait for a couple of people to get in the chat so we can talk that boxing. Okay, salute, 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 salute. Salute to my man Hassan Lane. Salute to my man Malik. Salute to the whole Eastwick. Shout out to all the peoples back home. Shout out to all the people I fool with. Shout out to Rise Podcast. GTD. Salute. Salute. Also salute Shakur Stevenson. Shout out, that's the homie from down the street. Facts. I want to start this off by saying yesterday, and I'm not going to say what platform it was on, but I just didn't understand why homeboy even brought it up. You know, what was so important about that? First of all, sparring is for boxers to get their skills up. Sparring is for, you know, you to get right, and a lot of times, if you have a fight coming up, your peoples want someone in there that can replicate who you're fighting. And then if you don't have a fight coming up and you're just training, you're working on things. You're working on footwork. You might be working on defense, you know, and you might be working on offense. That's something between you and the coaches. You don't run into the gym saying, well, today I'm working on defense, or today I'm working on... It don't work like that. from my understanding, people going around saying Tank gets beat up in the gym. Oh man, it's always something about, crap. It's always something. Timothy Santiago, come on, man. Don't do that, bro. Don't. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't. But this channel not for that. You don't have anything for me. If it's not about the sport of boxing, and if it's not positive, what you can do though, the link is in the chat. You can hit the link and subscribe to the channel. If you bored and don't have anything to do, the link is in the channel. But what you're not gonna do is sit around in the chat and just talk crazy. Anyway, like I was saying, they say Tank gets beat up in sparring. So these are two people that's saying it. Elijah Pierce and Schofield Jr. First of all, you only hear about Elijah Pierce in the gym. I never heard about him having a real fight. I never seen him fight. I never seen him under the lights. I never seen none of that. But he's always talking about what he's done in the gym. And he's always saying he's done it to Tank. Now, if you ever seen Elijah Pierce, kind of a big guy. So if you did get some shots off on Tank, you supposed to, man. When I seen you, you was at least 160. But from what you was saying, you was comparing Tank with somebody or whatever, and it wasn't all the talk. But I've heard you say negative things also. So, and then you got Schofield Jr., that bum. He's the only black that's on Golden Boy. And he's still jumping into punches. He still literally jumps into punches on his front foot. So that tells me you're not fighting the elite. And you and your dad big yourself up. The world don't talk about you. You're not in conversations like that right now. You're still basically a prospect, man. Talking about Schofield Jr. And you got the nerve to say that Tank ain't all that. In the fight, I beat him. Man, you reaching. And watch what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for, because pretty soon, pretty soon, you can be Tank mandatory. And let's see, would you take that fight? If Tank will fight you. Because I doubt if he even fight you, because it's nothing in there for him to even fight you. I just want to clear the rhetoric. Because one thing about 12th round knockout, we not going to sit around and listen to the BS, or let the BS just, slide by. In other words, no one gets a pass. So I hope I cleared that up. Schofield Jr., you never been under the lights. You haven't fought anybody. And Pierce, you just a nobody, straight up and down. You're just a nobody. And the reason why I'm talking like this, because y'all talking about my guy. So 12th round knockout going to defend him, just like I defend Shakur Stevenson. Even though Tank my favorite fighter, but Shakur Stevenson is from the town. So I'm off that. I'm done with that. I want to talk about Danny Garcia. First of all, salute to Danny Garcia. Wow. I want to talk about Danny Garcia. First of all, salute Danny. And I'm speaking on behalf of 12th round knockout, because it's not just me. It's me and my man. But he's taking care of business. He'll be on probably later, or the next time we, whatever. But Danny Garcia, you had a hell of a run. I could say at one time you had the best left hook in boxing. And I say that with all honesty. I say that with everything that I'm about. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. Since you're amateurs. I think your dad did a damn good job in guiding your career. You couldn't get over some of the humps with some of the elite. You know, that's the only thing that held you back a lot is that, you know, the Sean Porter fight, the Keith Thurman fight, you know, the Errol Spence fight. Those guys was and still is elite. And you lost to all three of them. But you beat some real good fighters. You stopped some real good fighters. And I just want to say, you made a lot of money. The PBC looked out for you. Al Heyman, you one of Al Heyman's favorites and will always be. But me personally, and it's just an opinion, everybody has one. You know the saying. I think you should give it up. I think you should hang the gloves up. You still have your wits. You still talk good. You know, you don't have no type of issues. You know, as far as I can see, your eyesight is good. You know, you have the little issue with depression or whatever, but besides that, I think if you retire now, you did pretty good. I know, you know, what businesses you own, and you know, I know that you're rich. And from a fan point of view, and from 12th round knockout, I salute you, and I think you will go down as one of the best fighters of all times. But on the same token, I really do feel you should hang the gloves up, because that's be a lot of people mistakes. Just like your homie from Philly, Meldrew Taylor, he didn't know when to stop. And I don't know where he's at now, but God bless him wherever he's at and whatever he's doing. I pray that God bless him and his family, and I pray that they're there for him and with him. And he was young when the punk junk started kicking in on him. And I'm just saying, I really do think it's about that time. Salute, man. Let's talk about the Belinga. The Belinga Canelo fight. I'm going to tell you, man, Belinga lost that fight. He did. But on the same token, Belinga is a hell of a fighter. Now, y'all have to remember, Belinga hasn't had a lot of fights. Belinga, he had them, I believe, 11 knockouts in the first round. I believe that's what it was. I could be off. If I'm off, excuse me. I know it was something like that. But I'm saying that to say he boxed a hell of a fight. And Canelo beat him fair and square, man. But that third round knockout, it was what we consider a flash knockdown. And he punched his gloves, got right back up, and got hooked with a hard uppie and a straight right hand that it didn't even faze him. He stayed in the game. That's how I would know which one of them flash drops. Like the punch you don't see. Boom! Went down, got back up. Took him to 12. But I think the the judges, man, 118 or 112. Wow. But I just want to say, Belinga, if he stayed doing what he's doing, training real hard, and keeping the team around him that's around him, he will be something to reckon with at 168, 163. Because he's a tough fighter. And his defense is just so tight. Like, my boy said, it's like a Shakur defense. Shakur Stevenson. His defense is tight. And I do believe that he will be a world champion one day. I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that. I believe that. Because you have to remember, he has a record. His record is not something to, his record is like a prospect. Let's be honest. Compared to, and I think he did a hell of a job with Canelo. I really do. Even though he lost. And I bet you a lot of people will agree with me. He lost, but he's officially on the mat. Officially. That's a fact. So what y'all think about the fights this weekend, the heavyweights? I don't know, man. It's a decent card. Anthony Joshua. The boy, however you pronounce his name, they was going through it. In the presser yesterday or the day before, won. And I personally think that Anthony Joshua gonna knock him out, or it's gonna be a good fight. You don't know. You don't know with Joshua. I never been a fan. You know, I really never been a fan. I never really been into to to him, his style, uh, his whole thing. But I have to talk about it if I'm going to be a podcaster and talk about boxing. I have to, give him his props. But me personally, I, you know, his career, him winning, losing, or whatever, it really don't matter with me, because when Dante Wilder was reigning, that one hitter quitter, he was scared to death of him. People can debate it, people can say what they want. He was scared. He was literally scared to fight Deontay. He was. Then you got then you got people who saying some of the crazy stuff. Shakur got hurt because he didn't want to go to to Dubai, and oh man, where these people get this stuff from? It amazes me. And then you got these podcasts that turn right around and utter it right back to the people, because why? They don't have nothing else better to say. They run out of content. They don't have, they don't have content. So they hear something and flip it. Or to get views, they just put anything up and don't talk about what they put up. They just do it to get people in. And then don't talk about nothing you was just saying. Nothing that you know, Tank broke the heavy bag. 5'5", let's say 140, 144. Broke the heavy bag. It's a lot of power, man. It's a lot of power. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Do I think a question was asked to me the other day. me and my boy was talking boxing, and he was like, "What you think? Do you think? Do you think Devin Haney should come back and blah blah this, blah blah that?" I said, "Listen, man. If Danny Garcia fight anytime soon, he will definitely be a fool. He just got the shit beat out of him. A lot of guys from them type of beatings, and I constantly keep saying this. Them type of beatings, you don't bounce back from. A lot of people don't. Look at the Deontay Wilder after the trilogy. Look at him. It's sad. He started losing to straight up tomato cans. He started he started losing to, the cats that, you know, push the food carts and sell the food. He started losing to them. And it's sad because you think you still got it. Your mind tell you and your heart tell you, but your body don't have it no more. You become a shell of yourself because you scared to get hit like that again. You scared to be in that type of feeling. So you boxing, and at the same time you worried about that. And the two don't mix. So guys like that never be the same. Never be the same. Just like Errol Spence. Let's just be real. Errol Spence did it the right way. He got his head knocked off. Let's be clear. He got the natural born shit beat out of him. But he hasn't boxed since then. Your brain is like, it's like jelly. It's like, then you're getting hit in your head, and you keep going down like that. And once the fight is stopped, I watched Spence closely. I watched him super close that night after the fight. When he walked to his dressing room, when it was him and his son in there, and he said, we're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back. Right? Say it, Lord. Say it. Say it. We're gonna run it back. Put his hands out for his son to shake it. But he was still drunk. His mind was still, he was still a little discombobulated. And I felt so bad for this guy, man. Even though it's the sport of boxing, and that happens. That, you know, that's what happens in the sport of boxing. That's why you get millions of dollars. But I have to admit, on the same token, that night I was like, wow. Like it's hard coming back from them tough losses like that, man. It really is. Then Devin Haney talking about coming back and fighting someone real tough, super tough. So I don't know. You know, opinion again. I really don't think that Bill should let his son fight anytime soon. You know, forget the fans and this and that, and worry about your son's health. That's more important than anything. Your son's health, man. He get in that ring and get hit upside his head, and you'll be feeding him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life from brain damage over a bag. Over a bag. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, period. To see your loved ones in that situation so young. So I really do feel that he shouldn't fight no time soon, anytime soon. You know, I think he should sit another 6 months at least. At least. Another 6 months. You know, I hear Boots and and the kid that he's supposed to fight, Junior, is looking for a purse bid. I don't know how true that is. I don't, you know, I really don't. You hear stuff through the grapevine. You know, just like Tank's will be fighting Rio. Uh, I November 14th, something like that. I don't know how true any of this stuff is. I really don't. You know, I want to shout out to Clarissa Shields. Shout out, sis. Um, keep pushing to be great. You the GOAT. Um, uh, just keep pushing to be great. Salute. Uh, keep knocking them out. Keep your foot on their neck, just like you doing. No pause button at all. Keep crushing them. Everybody. All of them. Salute. You know, people forever and always have something to say when a fighter is doing good and on top. Like someone said, questioned me about saying Abdullah Mason, what I said about Abdullah Mason. But what I'm saying is this. Abdullah Mason is a prospect. Am I right or am I wrong? He's a prospect. I can't sit here and say how how good Abdullah Mason is, or how this or how that. I never seen him tested. Because he knocked everybody out so fast. But this the thing. It don't matter. The knockouts don't matter if they cab drivers, man, and tomato cans. You know, like you don't get props for 12th round knockout because you knocking out tomato cans and bus drivers. Your last 10, 11 fights, you haven't went past the 6th round. You've been knocking everything out early, but it's time to step the competition up. And let's see what you really working with, homie. And this is no disrespect to no one. I salute you, brothers that's coming out of Ohio, man. Hell of a fighters. King Jr., hell of a fighter, man. Tiger Johnson, hell of a fighter, man. Jared Anderson, hell of a fighter, man. And a whole host of other young brothers that's coming out the Ohio area. I salute y'all, man. I salute y'all. Keep pushing to be world champions. Keep pushing to be great. But I'm not going to sit here and talk about something that I don't agree with. Bottom line, period. When Southpaw Boxing do it, don't nobody say nothing to him because he'll disrespect you. Because that's just him. That's the type of person he is. But the only thing I'm saying is once I see Abdullah Mason with some competition and and digging deep and really like seeing his footwork and watching him work because he has to work because the guy he's fighting is making him work, then I can say he nice. He nice. He a knockout artist and he could box. I haven't seen it yet. Sorry, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. So until then, I'm gonna keep feeling the way I feel. Period. I think Tiger Johnson is a hell of a fighter. He's been tested a couple of times and came out on top. You know, he had to dig deep because he said, I'm not losing as no prospect. And he had to dig deep. He had to get in there and dig. You know, he had to get in there and give it, you know, bring his A game. He had to, you know, pull a few tricks out the hat. Real talk. You know what I mean? That's the stuff I be talking about, man. You know, getting down and dirty. You know you know them fights when you sitting out in the corner and you putting your arms on the ropes and coach knocking your arms off, you putting them back, coach knocking them off. You tired. You working. Every round you working. Like Tank showed the world. He showed the whole world. I'm not just a knockout artist. I can box. He boxed Pitbull for 12 whole rounds with a hurt hand. And looked fabulous doing it. But you want to wrestle? Go there. But you want to bang a little? Go there. But you want to see some footwork? All right, feel this. Well-rounded, man. Well-rounded. Wallahi, that's beautiful coaching. You can see the beautiful coaching in that. When you box that beautiful, man. When you look super good doing it. Period. But then you have your haters. You have your haters. Haters ain't going nowhere. Period. We had them cats that's, you know, that's what they do. That's what they do, period. Yep. People that's in the chat, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the link hit the link. I just put the link up. Hit the link, please subscribe, like, share. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my subs up. I'm at 375. I'm trying to get to 500. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, like my channel, comment, you know, I appreciate it. I really do. Again, I just put the link back up in the chat. Subscribe. I want to say salute to everyone. I appreciate, you know, the people that come out and talk boxing and into boxing and support 12th round knockout. I really appreciate it. Try to be consistent, you know, try to always bring content that's different, stuff you never heard or you heard it and it's a twist on it. I appreciate you guys. Without you guys, I can't do anything. Nothing. So please subscribe, like, and share. I'm going to end this video on the same note that I ended on all the time. Jersey.